Hey beautiful people, welcome to Testimonial Thursdays, Seeds of Gratitude.
Hey beautiful people. Hi, it's your girl Shakima. I'm just stopping in for today's Testimonial Thursdays to plant my seeds of gratitude, and I will welcome you guys to do exactly the same. I hope you guys are having an awesome week, by the way. I know that is like far maybe from the truth, and I can feel like the quaking in my soul and spirit even as I put it out there, because I know this is a big week for us, guys. I know change is tough, I know it's difficult, and it's easy for us to just stay as we are and feel as though, you know, who we are is good enough. But sadly, Spirit's saying that we need to grow, we need to evolve, we need to become better people. You know, Spirit has an intention for itself as it works through us as vessels of divinity. So we can either take this opportunity to grow, or we can stay stuck in the old earth. You know, you hear people talk all the time about this old earth and new earth. Hey, I'm assuming that's probably my bro. I appreciate the addition. But yeah, you hear people talk all the time about old earth and new earth, and the reality is new earth is already here. New earth is a consciousness grid. There are people that are still living in the old earth mentality, which is this victim-based perspective of their circumstances, as Spirit is giving us an opportunity to grow. And then there are people that are living in the new earth perspective, where they are as difficult as it is and as resistant as their spirit may feel to some of the changes that Spirit is, you know, gifting to us in our lives. I'm gonna wave back. For the new earth people, for the new earth beings, we take an opportunity to actually welcome the change. We take an opportunity to actually do the work effectively, so that we can become better people, so that we can become a higher state of consciousness, so that we can become a higher vibration. And I'm going to put it out there. This week's seed of gratitude is probably just going to be like an oath to God, as far as like everything on this list takes me back to God, because I feel like that is literally what this week has done for me personally. It has allowed for my relationship with God to get deeper. It has allowed for my relationship with God to be strengthened as I go through the experiences of understanding how much God believes in me and how much God wants for me, and learning how to be open to receiving that myself. Because sometimes, you know, God wants these things for us and they feel like such grandiose plans, and a part of us is a little bit fearful as to whether or not we're able to be those types of people, whether or not we're able to be those types of vibrations, which I understand, because we don't yet know. And even for myself, even though I see through my third eye, I can see timelines, and I can see, sometimes I can see the outcome of stuff, and it does make it somewhat a little bit easier for me to navigate through situations. But it is more or less just understanding that even if I might be able to see like an end goal, essentially, which is what Spirit's intention is for the situation, the light at the end of the tunnel, if you will, the outcome of the present circumstances and what it will actually subsequently manifest in the future timeline, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's any easier for me to navigate through the process of the transformation. I'm literally in the same boat with you guys. I'm probably, because I have certain tools that I can utilize, you know, I sit with Spirit, I sit with myself, I utilize my cards, I utilize my guides, I utilize as much of the tools that I do have to be able to help me to navigate through the process. But it doesn't mean that it's all like peachy fine and breezy. It's actually very, very difficult, especially when you navigate through the process from New Earth consciousness grid, tapped into an environment that may not necessarily be tapped into the same state of consciousness, or may not necessarily be tapped into the same vibrational experiences as yourself. Which is why my relationship with God just got strengthened over this week. Like, God just taught me how to be patient this week. God just taught me how to love unconditionally. God opened my heart yet again to another exponential vibration, and I'm just so grateful. So this whole seed of gratitude this week is going to be paying homage to God. So the first thing on my list before I start rambling on is God teaching me how to respect myself in his image and the reflection of who he sees me as versus who I might see myself as. So, you know, sometimes when you're learning how to grow, when you're learning how to mature, when you're learning how to be a person who has healthy boundaries in place for yourself, because sometimes, like, let's be real, not everybody, you know, grows up in the perfect circumstances, and in most cases that doesn't happen for anyone. It depends on how much work your lineage has done before you, so it depends on what behavior traits and patterns your ancestors has given to, you know, your parents and their parents before them and theirs before them and such. So you might not have the perfect circumstances growing up, and then you kind of learn how to mistreat yourself and learn how to kind of how can I put it, learn how to be okay with mistreatment in general, because it becomes a pattern that you learn how to feed in your life. And then when God shows up and teaches you how to respect yourself, it's a very, very humbling experience. And I'm just so grateful, so grateful, because I guess God sees things in me that I can't yet see in myself, but I'm open to understanding why God sees these things, and I'm openly navigating through the process as a result of that. But I would welcome anyone to, you know, maintain their own personal relationship with God so that God can teach them how to respect themselves as well. And I think what happened for me as I continue to, because this isn't something new for me, I'm just taking my level of respect for myself to another, I guess, transcended state this week, is kind of like how it transpired for me. But when God teaches you how to respect yourself, it's just something that is life-changing, because then you learn how to understand what your boundaries are. What are some of the ways in which you can protect yourself, some of the ways you can protect your spirit, especially when you do work vigorously on yourself, because I'm somebody that works on myself like day in, day out. I'm always trying to like try and understand what I could do better in a situation and how I can try to, you know, I guess give myself an opportunity to be a better experience for someone who is experiencing me, because I've said to you guys a million times, how we experience ourselves is not necessarily how other people experiences us. That's why we have two major signs. We have our sun sign, which is the true essence of who we are, and that's what we consider to be our star sign, but we also have our ascendant sign, which is how the world sees us. So how we might see ourselves based on our intentions may not be how people see us, and that's okay. That's why we're here to sort of learn from our interactions with other people, so that we can learn how to be better people to others in the process of having our own personal experiences of ourselves. But yeah, I'd really just welcome anyone to sit with themselves and sit with God, so that they can learn how to, you know, set effective boundaries in place for themselves, so that they can learn how to respect themselves a little bit better, because like I said, there's different levels to the stuff, there's different layers to respecting yourself, because I put it to you like this, you might be able to like respect yourself in a situation, for instance, in a friendship. You know, you might be able to put effective boundaries in place with a friendship that is, you know, the behaviors within that friendship no longer resonates with who you are, right? Because we're constantly growing every single day. So we need to be able to have open dialogue with each other, to be able to say, okay, this is what I've learned about myself today. This is what I was okay to put up with yesterday. But now, having seen how I was triggered by that situation, I understand that this is an effective boundary that I need to put in place for myself today moving forward, so that I don't have to continue to be triggered by that situation, so that that spirit within myself doesn't have to speak up for me, because I'm more than capable of speaking for myself, right? And that might happen in a friendship, right? And you might think, yes, I've overcome the challenge of, what I was dealing with when I didn't respect myself in that way. But guess what? That situation, that same lesson of respect is going to show up in another relationship dynamic. You might learn that relationship dynamic in your relationship with your parent, for instance. And a lot of us, we're so used to trying to please our parents. In most cases, we don't know how to respect ourselves and our boundaries in those relationship dynamics as well. And then God gives us an opportunity to learn how to vocalize and communicate what our respect boundaries are in those situations. And then you might think, yes, I've got it down now. That's it. I'm sure God's not going to test me anymore on this situation. I'm sure I've passed that test. I've A+ that, right? And then you get to the next hurdle and you realize that you're dealing with the same test, just in a different relationship dynamic. Now you're dealing with it in a business partnership, or you're dealing with it in a romantic relationship. And that's no surprise, guys, because we're traveling in between the energies of the Libra new moon that we had last month. I want to say last month. I'm not even too sure now. But even for the new moon that we have coming on Sunday, that is a Scorpio new moon, yes, but on Sunday afternoon, majority of the day on Sunday, the moon's actually in Libra. So what we're actually having is a transformation of our house of Libra, and Libra is that house that is basically teaching us how to seventh house basically, and it's going to affect our partnerships. And I mentioned to you guys last time, friendships, romantic relationships, and business partnerships. So those are the three key areas and aspects of our lives that are going to be going through major transformation, because we're shifting from Libra to the sign of Scorpio at 8:30 on Sunday evening, which means that this is the particular area that Spirit wants to let you know that is going to be transformed. So when I say that I utilize my tools, I use it as a blueprint. I use it as a map to understand what Spirit is trying to tell me as far as the lessons that are being orchestrated, so that I can act accordingly, but I say all that to say that I'm really, really grateful for this next lesson that I've learned in terms of learning how to respect myself on a deeper level, in other relationship dynamics, and I'm truly, truly grateful for it, because I understand that this is something that will not only help myself, but it will also help my lineage. Hey, beautiful, I'm gonna give you a wave. Plant your seeds of gratitude below, Bernie. We're actually sort of sitting in the space to just speak on what it is that we're actually grateful for. I was just speaking on the fact that I'm grateful for my number one thing that I'm grateful for this week is that God's teaching me how to respect myself in His image and the reflection of who He sees me as versus who I may see my broken and wounded self as. So, comment down below and plant your seeds of gratitude as well. And my number two thing that I'm grateful for this week is the very best parent that I have come to know, which is, again, God. So this entire segment is paying homage to God, Bernie. So yeah, it's just some God loving in the space, to be fair. But God is literally the best parent that I've really come to know, because with my relationship with God, I've learned how to parent myself in a better way. I've learned how to parent myself in a way that is going to give me an opportunity to get the best out of myself. I've learned how to basically just give myself an opportunity to heal from the wounded and broken aspects of myself. And God is a really, really fantastically amazing counselor when you're navigating through the processes of your wounds, So I think that's my number two. I won't even go too deeply on it, but I guess for anybody that's dealing with any broken, fragmented, wounded parts of themselves, I would definitely say to just sit with God, so that God can take you through understanding why it's important for you to heal, why it's important for you to nurture yourself, and understanding that there is something potentially outside of yourself that always does have your best interest at heart, even if the people around you, as far as what you're expecting from your parents, even if they fall short on duty, they're only human too. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. That's what Jesus did. Forgive them for they know not what they do. But God knows a better way to assist you in healing, because God's done it all, and also for a lot of us, like, our parents can only give us what they have, right? So, sometimes they will pass on their wounds, they'll pass on their brokenness, they will pass on their shadow cells within their DNA as a part of the process, and we just have to be okay with that, So that's my number 2. I'm grateful for the best parent that I have come to know, which is God. And my seed number 3 for this week is unconditional love and learning how to receive it. Oh my God, that has been a big one for me this week. I think before, my love was so conditional on all of these things that needed to be done, and all of these things that needed to show up, and all of these things that needed to make me feel good about myself, that needed to fill my voids. But what God taught me how to do was to fill my void so that I didn't have to place any conditions on my love. And he taught me how to receive unconditional love in the process. And I learned how to fill my void in the process of doing so. And it's been an amazing, amazing blessing. It's been very, very insightful. It's like getting to know a new version of myself all over again, which obviously that's a given, because we're going through the Libra/Scorpio new moon transit. So I'm definitely grateful just to be able to be in a place where I can finally receive, because that's one thing that I've been working on probably for the last couple of years, because I'm such a giver. It's difficult for me to be open to receiving, and I understand that it's something that I formulated in my childhood patterns, because I was a very introverted child. I didn't really know how to speak up and ask for what I wanted as well. And also, within my culture, you kind of, as a child, you know your place, right? You just know your place. That's just kind of how it was. So now I'm at a place where I'm learning how to receive love and have it be unconditional. And it's been really, really amazing to sort of just sit in the space and the vibration of that and the comfort of it, and just have myself bathe and bask in it. And it's been beautiful. It's been very healing and soothing for my soul. So I'm really, really grateful to finally be at a place where I'm open to receiving unconditional love. And even as I say that, by me being able to receive unconditional love, it means that I'm in a position where I can give love unconditionally, not expecting for someone to fill my void, not expecting for someone to meet my expectations, just expecting that I'm going to meet my expectations, and whoever shows up in my experience as a result of will be a like-for-like reflection of me. So they wouldn't be in a position to perform beneath the vibration that I'm experiencing myself on, because now you are a like-for-like match. You're only coming into my experience because you resonate with me. And I'm learning how to let go of that which doesn't resonate with me. And that was a part of the process of learning unconditional love, because the love was so conditional of me holding on to this one thing, or this accolades of things that I was just no, I'm not willing to let go of them. You need to take me with all of these things, right? And Spirit's no, beloved, you can leave all of that behind. You don't need that where you're going. And I'm really? How? And it gave me an opportunity to really be able to just sit with myself and learn how to be open to all that I am being gifted as a result. And it's been truly, truly healing and refueling and life-changing as a result of. And I guess number 4, my 4th and final seed, guys, whilst I've talked off your ears, is living in my authentic truth unapologetically. That has been a big one for me, because I know the way that I speak, I'll probably come off a bit of a Bible basher to people, because I'm so deep in my love for God. And I'm really not that much of a Bible basher. I just really I appreciate God and all his efforts over my life, and I really do just love my personal relationship with God. It's something that I've always had as a child. It's something that my parents actually really instilled within me. And my relationship with God's just kind of gotten deeper and deeper and grander over the years. And it's to the point where now I'm grateful to be able to live in my truth unapologetically, authentically and unapologetically, and it has been amazing. It's been amazing, because I don't have to justify why I am who I am. I just am who I am because God decreed it to be so, and that's okay. I don't need to, make any justification so that anyone else can feel comfortable with my worth that Spirit has, placed upon me by way of purpose. And I think that's been the most amazing part of it, just to be able to just say, do you know what, I'm living in my authentic truth unapologetically, and that's okay. I don't need to apologize for being who I am. I don't need to apologize for anybody's questioning as to why. I just need to honor how I feel and know that how I feel is okay, and I'm worthy to be able to express that authentically. So that is my 4 seeds of gratitude for today's segment, guys. Definitely just comment down below and let me know, if there's anything that you want to put out into the universe that you're grateful for, because every time I come and I plant seeds in these spaces, trust me, like, so much happens in space of that 1 week. There's so much growth that happens in space of that 1 week. By the time I come in here for another week's segment, it's like, okay, there's so much more to come. So definitely be sure to plant your own seeds, guys. I would definitely encourage it. I'm going to love you guys and leave you guys with all that awesomeness. If you guys haven't already done so, check out the link in my bio so you can access my YouTube channel, because I've uploaded the Scorpio new moon reading with a Celtic spread for us, and the stuff is real, guys. Okay, to say the least. It's going to be one of those like rocky, tumultuous sort of new moons for us. Even the outcome beyond the actual new moon energy is going to be a little bit shaky for us. So I definitely advise you guys to go and have a look at that. And also, if you guys, want to utilize the same link to book me for anything, follow me on any of my other social media channels, just check out the link in my bio and join the tribe if you like my vibe. Thank you, Bernie. Can you see my glow? This is what happy looks like. I'm trying. Anyways. But yeah, I'm sending you love, light, and positive intentions, as always, beautiful. And if you guys want to plant your seed of gratitude, I welcome you guys to do so. And I will catch you guys in the next video. And I would be intrigued to see what this week that we're about to head into kind of brings into our space. Okay, don't forget who you are, beloveds. Know that God loves you, even if you're not at a place yet where you can openly love yourself in the same vibration. Okay, just be open to learning how you can. Okay, God bless you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Ashe. Mwah.
That's all, folks. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell for more.